Today on Zielonka, the price for parsnip and potato soup is still high, so we're loading up more on the train so that we can buy a subsoiler and stone picker to prepare the fields. Will both tractors be up to the task though? Let's get farming. Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Zielonka. So yeah, we're starting off today very much where we finished off. We are in our little Pace Farmall tractor here. We've got the front loader or the we've got the pallet loader on the back of it. What I'm going to do is head down here. We're going to load up all the soup we've got. Price still seems to be pretty high, although it is dropping a little bit. We've still got a lot of uncertainty around the price of our soup here. And I'm just not 100% sure when the best price is going to be. So I'm just going to keep trying to... detaching this is fun. There we go. I'm going to keep trying to sell it when the price is high as it develops. And hopefully we'll end up with just keeping a good price. We still need to be selling this though, in fact, to keep getting equipment. We are heading into winter. I think we're probably going to have not a lot to do on the farm over winter, so we'll probably skip forwards to around March time to start getting the ridging done. But I think we're going to end up with quite a big deficit in our money doing that. So ideally, I would like to get the crops or to get the equipment we need before winter hits. We still have quite a bit of our parsnips and our potatoes to go through the production though. It's quite a large amount that's still sitting in there. So we should have a steady income over the winter. It's just a case of how much this price is going to drop over that time. And yeah, you can see in here, we've got 68,000 litres of parsnip still to go and 53,000 litres of potatoes. So we're not going to be short of soup for quite a while. So plenty still to make off this. And we've got slightly less to sell today than we had yesterday. We only have 3 full stacks here. I did start off by doing these just as a single level stack. Whoa, in fact, yeah, look at that. That is why I need to, with this tractor, do these as a single level stack. We can actually put a bigger weight on here if we get a bigger, or if we get a 3-point and balance that out. But yeah, in the meantime, the most pallets we can really pick up in one go is going to be 2 at a time off here. Not the end of the world. Just means it takes a little bit longer for me to get the trailer filled up. But this tractor is a little bit more maneuverable, so is not a massive problem doing that. And with just 2 fewer, we should have plenty of money off here today. I'm going to be very happy, in fact, if we can make a decent amount off here and be able to get everything we need. In fact, as I was saying a minute ago, if we can get the extra equipment we need going into winter to sort of head off that massive deficit we're going to have come the new year, then I think we should be able to do it. I think we'll be all right. I think these forks are probably my favorite new implement in this DLC. They are so forgiving in what you can do, and as a result you end up being able to stack things so much easier with this than you would be able to otherwise. And if I can line myself up in cab, they're really nice to use as well, like this too. You know, I can get stuff into position. Because they are as forgiving as they are, you place them down as far as you can go, and then they are in position and work. All right, let's do that up. We will then head round, hook this back up. Before I hook this up, because sometimes things go wrong with this, set up. We will get the trailer all lashed down and to get all the straps on. So out of here, let's just do that. Get that done. That done. Not the greatest bit of stacking, but not too bad. We can attach that there. Yeah, and making sure I attach it to this and not to the tractor is the important thing. So I have to get the positioning right for that. But with everything loaded up and no more pallets of soup there sitting ready to go, we can head up to the train. We've got 24,000 litres in total, 12,000 litres of potato soup and 12,000 litres of parsnip soup. So that should mean we can make a decent amount of money to get this started. Should be about 48,000. I'm really hoping that's enough to get what we need, and maybe even if we have to do a couple of little upgrades to this new tractor here to make sure that it can actually do the work we need it to do as well. Once again, the train is going past us as we're trying to get up to the station. So thankfully, it shouldn't take too long to go back as long as we can catch it early enough. I'm just worried about how far I'll get. As long as it's not headed off to Erlengrad before we cool it, it won't have to go all the way around. But we are going to be trying to reach it somewhere near the top of the map here. And so we'll turn into the station across the railway line, which last time this had the barriers going up as we were coming in here. So the train is kind of long gone at this point. We want to line things up here. And we'll just, before we park up and line things up, we'll call the train. And that way, when the train is coming, we should be able... or by the time the train gets here, we should be able to just load it up and it not be too bad. Not bad to be doing this fairly early on in the morning. So we'll get this out the way, and then we can get back and we can get on with the job of actually farming. Although this dolly trailer backup, as always, is a bit interesting. That angle should be fine. Let's disconnect, and then we can prepare for the train's arrival and loading up. We'll start undoing these straps, and train has just pulled up. So all we'll do, jump into it, start the engine up, pull it forwards, and then we want to line it up with that ramp in the middle there, as we did last time. So give it a good little bit of speed and then slam on the brakes. A little bit more, and about there, I think. So is that about right? Yep, that's about right. So lift up. And away we go. So yeah, driving the tractor, looking backwards, I think is the easiest way to load these up. It's not a bad way of doing it at all. You can line everything up so nicely this way. Plus, it keeps the weight of these to the back, and that makes everything easier. Parking the trailer here, I've actually made things a little bit more difficult for myself. I've not been able to reach these items, so it's either move the trailer or try to access everything from this side. So I'm going for the try to access everything from this side. It's a little bit tight in places, but it's not going too badly. We'll see whether this works. So line this up. Try and get it in. I think we've got it. Yeah, we've got it. Good. Not the easiest of things to do. That last one, I think, is going to be especially difficult to get anywhere near. But this has worked fairly well. I'm I'm quite pleased. We are still only picking up 2 at a time, which if you saw the beginning of this, you know that I kind of forgot that and tried to pick up 4, and thankfully only picked up 2 because of how we were loading it. So it's not too bad at all. Pull that out. Push these on a little bit. Yep. A little bit of care with the forks. And then, yeah, somehow I need to get myself in a position around the other side of this to reach those. That is not going to be easy. That's about a tractor's length that we have available to us there. So it's very much going to be get the tractor into position, raise the forks, and hope we can slide them in. No, I don't think this is going to be possible from here. So I have to move the trailer, and then we'll go from there. Maybe I can hook it to the front of the tractor, and then I don't have to go and reposition everything. So let's just bring this here. Yeah, look at that. Onto the front of the tractor. We can just pull this back a little bit here. Give ourselves a little bit more space to maneuver. And everything will work out fine. Yeah, there we go. Nice, easy access. And down and in. And this will get it all onto the train for us to be able to get that money and get started on the field work that we need to do today. That is perfect. I'm hoping giving this little tractor a little more isn't going to cost us very much. We really, really need, I think, maybe another 10 horsepower on it to do what we want to do today. There we are. Let's just get all of these strapped down. So 1, 2. If we've got these in the right place, we should have a strap for pretty much all of them. Yes. It's not great, but it's there. Now we can send the train off. 185 pounds to lease that. We will make a sight more than that from those, and hopefully be in the region of about 40,000 if we're lucky. Yeah, there we go. Wow, 42,000 in total once we got rid of that very expensive deficit that we had. So yeah, we're all good. Let's head back down to the farm and start sorting out our implements for farming today. Now that we're back down at the farm, I brought the Massey Ferguson down to the shop. We are going to get a subsoiler first. And I wanted to get away from the base game ones, the very flat ones, but still find one that would take, or that our 165 horsepower Massey Ferguson would take. So that rules out this converter, which is 250. I did find, well, I thought I'd found 3 that would actually work. However, it's 210 horsepower for the Toronto 4 FX DWS. So that has ruled that out. So we've got to choose between the AgriLift GRM ZNS for 14,500 and the CML Deco Plow Buy for 8,000. Now, if we'd made more money, I really would have liked to have gone with this. The full design of this at 17,300 would have been perfect for our farm, and I really, really like that. But we don't have that money at the moment. So it's going to have to be the Deco Plow, I think. Still a really, really nice subsoiler and should do the trick really nicely. It's only 150 horsepower as well, so 10 horsepower less. 8,000 pounds should be perfect, so we are going to buy that. And then the other item we're going to need is a stone picker, because that subsoiler is bound to pull up a load of really big stones. We've only got 34,000 left, so that rules out everything other than the signature 7200, which is 100 horsepower. Now, I did go and look for some mods, but there was nothing. Everything was buckets and nothing like this. So we will pick up the signature. We are going to buy that as well for 25,000. That leaves us with 9,738. That is not enough for us to start getting other equipment for our farm, unfortunately. And in fact, I'm hoping it's going to be enough money to do a small upgrade to our farm wall, because at the moment, I don't think our farm wall can do this stone picker. I think we only have 90 horsepower and we could do with the extra 10. So we're going to have to give that a bit of an upgrade. Let's go take this first. We will lift this up and head down to the field. We'll get this running and then we'll bring the farm hall down here and see where we are. We're actually going to be doing some subsoiling on a field that is already prepared. Field 53 here. This is currently cultivated and actually ready for sowing. But if we have a look at our map, we can see at the moment that field 53 is in need of plowing. So we do need to do that. And we got stones on it as well. But yeah, all of these 3 fields are all going to need to be plowed. So if we line this up, and we set a hired worker off on here. Nope, it's not on the field. There we go. Try that. Hired worker is not detecting the field at the moment. Let's try it one more time. Otherwise, I'm going to have to set course play to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set a new course. Course play is detecting it, so that's good news. We will actually go for 2 headlands to give it a little bit of space to maneuver. We want it to do the center first, and we want it to be sharp in the corners. That all looks good. Generate me a fieldwork course, starting in this corner, ending in this corner. Perfect. Close all of this down. And yeah, we can set this off from the first waypoint. That is really weird that this did not detect this as a field at all. I'm wondering if it was because I don't think there's anything on here that's not connected up. No, that all looks fine. So let's first waypoint on the blue, back it up a little bit more, and away it goes. Yeah, I think this was having a problem because as far as this was concerned, this is already cultivated and already done. Whereas, of course, it's not. We're doing this because we want it to deal with this ploughing situation. And yeah, there we go. It is clearing it away. It is also dragging up some really big stones. So I was fully expecting that. So while that's getting stuck into that, we're going to take this case and round to the workshop and see how much it'll cost us to put an extra 10 horsepower into it. I give the engine a bit of a tune, take it from a 90C up to 100C. So customization on this, up to the 100 is only 5,000. It would be 10,000 to take it to 110 and give us a bit of breathing space. So we don't have enough for that. We can put, though, the 5,000 on. Front loader attacher is not what I want. What I want is... oh, yeah, here we go. Front weight. Oh, the 3-point would cost us nothing on the front of here now because we put the front weight on. So, yeah, that might be a really good upgrade to do later on. We don't need it now. We'll leave it with the big weight on the front. But, yeah, definitely later on. That's going to be really useful. So, let's spend that 5,000. Okay. And that is now a 100C. Perfect. So, a little bit of extra oomph. We didn't have the money to do that yesterday. So, we'll do it today. Put a new engine in it. And now it will be capable of running this stone picker, which is what we need it to do. We're going to have to wait, though, until our other tractor has finished that first field in order to get that going. So, yeah, let's hook this up. Take this down there. And then once that tractor's finished that field, we can get on with picking stones in it. And well, we're going to make a little bit of money from the stones. Not much. I don't think it's going to be worth much at all. One thing I should know is we're using precision farming on here. So at some point we are going to have to go and scan these fields because none of these are scanned. We are at 50% at the moment on all of them. So that's neutral as far as getting us extra cash. If we click on this, to purchase soil information is going to be 1,925. Service provider cost is going to be 825. So 825 and a 1,050. So that in total is going to be 2,000, roughly 2,600, I think. So to lease the Isaria Scout, that is going to be a heck of a lot cheaper. In fact, that will be the cost of one field. So while we're waiting for that other piece of kit to complete, I think we want to go and scan those fields, see if we can't get ahead of this and increase that, because we know we're going to need to do lime as well. So there's going to be that too, and I think we're gonna end up having to sell a lot of soup on a regular basis and bring the money in for that, but do it almost at the beginning of every day. In fact, I think what we might do is end up with a day where we just sell a lot of soup. Let me know in the comments, do you want to see me do that? Or should I sell the soup off camera and get the money in and we can go from there? For now, let's lease the Isaria Scout for 867. We should actually end up with a less expensive scan as well. So I'm hoping this is going to end up overall costing us less to do this way than it would if we were just buying the field information. It definitely will initially. We're going to be saving a lot of money just on the initial setup of doing this. But whether it'll save us money on the scans themselves, I don't know. Our scan radius is fairly big. I think it was basically about 10. So if we can keep this below that, that will work very nicely. Let's back this up slightly. I don't think I'm quite in the corner. Oh no, I am. Wow. Yeah, that's a big overlap. Let's take this to the point where we've got no overlap, or as minimal overlap as we can. Yeah, there we go. And do it. Sample 1 is taken. Right, let's head across all these fields then. Get as many samples as we can. Well, get as few samples as we can, actually. And hopefully we'll place ourselves in good stead. It might even be worth taking samples from fields that we don't own yet. Oh wow, our circle actually covers this whole field. Yeah, I'm not going to take any more samples than I absolutely have to. This field's a little bit more annoying in that there's not... Well, it doesn't quite reach to the edge, our sampler here. And getting it to this corner has meant that I've had to sample a huge chunk of the next door field. Don't think we've taken that many samples though. I think we're fairly good on the amount we've done. We are basically driving over where we've subsoiled though. Although admittedly it has worked fairly well. We've got some pretty big stones in this field now though. Yeah, definitely going to be having to take the other piece of kit, the stone picker, over here. I like the idea, though, of using a stone picker with a ridger. That just makes more sense to me than trying to roll in the small stones to cover everything. So bring this in here. And in fact, if I can position this right, this might even be doable in 3, depending on how much of the top of this field this will cover. At the very edge of the circle, no, it is going to take 4. There's just no way to avoid it. And we will check this out after we've done this last sample up here. We can catch a little bit that seems to have been missed on the next field. But yeah, I can see a couple of little places where we've not quite got a sample and could really do with it. So there we go. That is our sample coverage. There's a tiny notch out of here. There's a small notch out of here. And the number of samples we've taken is 20. So that is going to be £2,000 to do that. I think the notch at the top. Oh, how bad is that? Do you know what? I can live with both those notches. I think that will be fine. So let's send off the soil samples. So send soil samples off. Yes. And we'll see all our soil types. I think that was a lot cheaper than it would have cost us otherwise. If I look at this, it's purchase soil information. That would have been 1,100. That would have been 1,100. And that would have been 1,400. So it would have been 3.5. We saved ourselves a lot of money. Although look at that soil. That is a huge section of silty clay through the middle of that. We've also got a whole load of sandy loam. Thankfully, we've got some nice loam running through the farm as well. So that might actually be okay for us. I think we might get away with this. But the important thing is that is going to increase our environmental score quite nicely. So we'll go return this. We don't need this for any longer, at least not until we buy another field. And yeah, we should be able to start picking up some stones in the very near future. The Massey is coming to the end of the subsoiling. And, well, the end of the subsoiling on field 53. Now, one question you might have is why, when I wasn't doing anything at this point, did I have a hired worker on courseplay do this field? And the simple answer is this field was very difficult to see. I couldn't see on here exactly where needed doing because it's going from a cultivated look to a cultivated look. The only difference is the size of the stones. So I needed a hired worker to do this so that it would get all of the field. We are going to run over it now with the stoner and get all these large stones picked up and hopefully make a little bit of money from them. Might even pay for having the hired worker on there. Meanwhile, we will set this going on the same. So to give it a little bit more turning around space, field 52, absolutely the same setup. It's going to start in the top corner up there and finish down here. So we'll bring it up the top, spin it around, and we can then set it going. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon, so that's really good. We might get this field knocked out today as well. Meanwhile, it's the moment of truth for our little farm all here. Is this going to be able to do this job and pick up these stones? I'm really hoping so. I really want to be able to do this job with this. So we'll turn it on, lower it down. And yeah, looks like adding that extra 10 HP is absolutely going to let us pick up all of the stones off this field. So that had worried me a little bit, whether we'll be able to do this. But we can, and we've already got 19 litres in here. So we'll go down, we'll de-stone this field, and that will be ready for some riches. One way I've seen this de-stoner used, especially in real life, is just to go and collect up the stones, or the patches of stones around about. Now, Normally, if we had a few little patches, that's probably the way I'd go and do it. But this field is so full of stones that I'm just going around and collecting everything. More weight we get into this, the further across the field, the more it struggles. I am taking it down a few gears as I go up the field, but it's also getting more erratic at times. This is definitely pushing the tractor rather than the tractor pulling the stone picker. The last few stones on this field, we've got a little clump down the bottom here. Most of the rest are on the edges, I think. We've got a few bits around the edge, but otherwise, I think we're fairly clear. 88% full, and this tractor is, well, struggling. I am having to go wildly between 4H and 4L. Let's fold this in. I think that, yeah, has cleared the field. We've got field 52 to do next time. It may have struggled a little bit, but at the end of the day, we have managed to get up here to the debris crusher with a nice full trailer's worth. We can tip these here, and for 2,048 liters of stone, we get a whopping 173 liters of, 178 pounds with a 3-pound bonus for our environmental score. That has come nowhere near to paying for our hired worker today. So yeah, we're back down to running out of money again. We're gonna have to sell some more cans, so I'll get that done in a way, I think, that we won't take up too much of next time's episode, and instead we will look at what we can do to get the 2 remaining fields finished and prepared, and also maybe bring in a little bit of extra money. For now, though, I think I'm going to leave this here, so all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.